In our fast-paced, information-overloaded world, the ability to listen has become a rare yet incredibly powerful tool for building deep connections and achieving success. This book is dedicated to developing active listening skills that will help you not only understand others better but also improve relationships, influence situations, and achieve your goals. You will learn how to listen not just to respond, but to truly hear what lies behind the words. Listening to this book, you will discover new opportunities for communication and strengthen your position among people. Are you ready to unlock the power of active listening? Let's begin. Active Listening Mastery. Published by Audiobooks HUB. Support our channel with a like and subscribe. Your support means the world to us. And now, let's get started. Imagine being in a conversation where someone truly listens to you, not just hearing the words but understanding your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Feels incredible, doesn't it? Now flip the script. What if you could be that person for others? The one who makes everyone feel heard, valued, and understood. This isn't just a feel-good skill. It's a superpower that can transform your relationships, career, and overall success. In today's fast-paced, noise-filled world, most people don't listen. They wait for their turn to talk, get distracted by their phones, or rush to offer solutions without really understanding the problem. Active listening, however, is different. It's intentional, focused, and empathetic. It's about more than words, it's about connection. Why does this matter? Because people are drawn to good listeners. Whether you're trying to build trust with a colleague, comfort a friend, or negotiate a deal, active listening is your gateway to meaningful interactions. It's the secret ingredient for building strong relationships, resolving conflicts, and inspiring others to open up. This book is your step-by-step guide to mastering the art of active listening. Through practical tips, real-life examples, and actionable exercises, you'll learn how to listen deeply, communicate effectively, and create lasting connections. Each chapter will dive into a specific aspect of active listening, from overcoming common barriers to mastering advanced techniques like reflective listening and reading nonverbal cues. If you've ever struggled to connect with people, been accused of not paying attention, or simply want to improve your communication skills, this book is for you. By the end, you won't just be a better listener, you'll be the kind of person others seek out, trust, and admire. What is active listening? Why it matters? Active listening isn't just hearing the words someone says, it's fully engaging with the speaker, understanding their message, and responding thoughtfully. It's about creating a genuine connection through your attention, empathy, and focus. But what does this look like in practice, and why does it matter so much? The difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is passive. It's the physiological process of sound waves hitting your eardrum. You hear the noise of traffic, a distant conversation, or music playing in the background. Listening, on the other hand, is active. It requires focus, intent, and the desire to truly understand. Active listening takes this concept even further. It's not just about absorbing words, but also decoding emotions, tone, and nonverbal cues. It's about being fully present and signaling to the speaker that you care about what they're saying. Why active listening is a game changer. Active listening builds trust. People feel valued when they're genuinely heard, and this can strengthen personal relationships, improve professional collaborations, and even de-escalate conflicts. In the workplace, being a good listener can make you a better leader, teammate, or negotiator. In your personal life, it can deepen your connections and help resolve misunderstandings. Research shows that active listening boosts emotional intelligence. When you listen carefully, you learn to read emotions, empathize, and respond appropriately. This skill is crucial for navigating complex social situations and fostering meaningful relationships. Common myths about listening. Good listeners always agree. Active listening isn't about agreeing with everything someone says. It's about understanding their perspective, even if you disagree. I'm naturally a good listener because I'm quiet. Silence doesn't equal listening. You might be zoning out or planning your response instead of paying attention. Listening is only important in personal relationships. While active listening is vital in personal life, it's equally transformative in professional settings, from job interviews to team discussions. Barriers to listening. Many people struggle to listen actively because of internal and external distractions. Here are some common barriers. Internal noise. This includes your thoughts, worries, or assumptions about the speaker or the topic. For example, if you're focused on how to respond, you're not truly listening. External distractions. Noise, notifications, or other people can pull your attention away. A buzzing phone or a side conversation can disrupt your focus. Judgments and biases. If you enter a conversation with preconceived notions, you might dismiss or misinterpret the speaker's message. The need to fix things. Jumping in with advice or solutions can make people feel unheard. Often, they just want empathy and understanding. The core components of active listening. To become an active listener, you need to develop specific skills and habits. Presence. Be fully in the moment. Avoid multitasking or letting your mind wander. Your focus should be entirely on the speaker. Empathy. Try to understand the speaker's emotions and perspective. What are they feeling? Why does this matter to them? Nonverbal communication. Your body language can signal that you're engaged. Nod, maintain eye contact, and lean slightly forward to show interest. Clarification. Ask questions to ensure you've understood correctly. Phrases like, "Can you tell me more about that?" or "What did you mean by?" show that you're invested. Reflection. Paraphrase or summarize what the speaker said to confirm your understanding. For example, "So what you're saying is," or "It sounds like you're feeling." Practical exercise, the 60-second listening test. Choose a friend, colleague, or family member and have a short conversation. For 1 minute, focus entirely on them. Avoid interrupting, planning your response, or letting your mind drift. Afterward, ask yourself, did I stay fully present? Did I notice their tone and body language? What emotions or key points did I pick up? This simple exercise can reveal how much you typically miss during conversations. A foundation for success. Active listening is more than a communication tool, it's a mindset. It requires patience, humility, and a genuine interest in others. Mastering this skill will set the stage for everything else in this book, helping you build stronger relationships and navigate social situations with confidence. Creating the perfect environment for active listening. Active listening doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentionality, and a significant part of that is creating an environment that fosters focus, understanding, and connection. This chapter explores how to remove distractions, establish trust, and set the tone for meaningful conversations. Why the environment matters. A cluttered or chaotic environment can distract both you and the speaker. Imagine trying to have a deep conversation in a noisy cafe, a room with constant interruptions, or during a stressful moment. Physical and emotional environments directly impact your ability to listen and the speaker's willingness to share. When the environment feels safe and focused, people are more likely to open up, and you're better positioned to listen actively. Eliminate distractions. Distractions can be physical, digital, or mental. Here's how to tackle them. Physical space. Choose a quiet, comfortable location for important conversations. This could be a private room, a calm corner of a cafe, or even a park bench away from distractions. Keep the space tidy and uncluttered. A messy environment can cause your mind to wander. Face the speaker directly to show you're fully engaged. Digital devices. Technology is one of the biggest barriers to active listening. A buzzing phone or email notification can disrupt your focus in an instant. Turn off your phone or put it on silent. Better yet, keep it out of sight. Avoid glancing at your smartwatch, computer, or TV during conversations. Mental preparation. Even in the perfect physical setting, mental distractions can pull you away. Before the conversation begins, take a deep breath to clear your mind. Set aside your own worries or tasks. If something feels urgent, write it down to revisit later. Establishing emotional safety. Active listening thrives in an atmosphere of trust and respect. People are unlikely to share openly if they feel judged or unsafe. Here's how to create emotional safety. Start with a warm tone. Begin the conversation with a friendly greeting or small talk to put the speaker at ease. For example, "How's your day going? I've been looking forward to chatting with you." Be non-judgmental. Avoid interrupting or criticizing the speaker, even if you disagree. Instead, focus on understanding their perspective. Replace "that doesn't make sense" with "can you explain what you mean by that?" Show empathy. Acknowledge the speaker's emotions, even if you don't fully agree. For example, "That sounds really frustrating. I can see why you'd feel that way." Use nonverbal cues. Your body language sets the tone for the conversation. It shows whether you're genuinely interested or just pretending to listen. Eye contact. Maintain steady, but not intense, eye contact. Look at the speaker when they're talking, but feel free to glance away briefly to avoid making them uncomfortable. Open posture. Sit or stand with an open, relaxed posture. Avoid crossing your arms or looking tense, as this can signal disinterest or defensiveness. Nods and smiles. Nodding occasionally and offering a genuine smile can encourage the speaker to keep talking. Avoid fidgeting. Playing with your phone, tapping your pen, or shifting in your seat can signal impatience or boredom. Time and timing. Timing plays a crucial role in creating the right environment. Here's how to choose the best moment for active listening. Pick the right time. If either you or the speaker is stressed, busy, or distracted, reschedule the conversation. For example, I really want to give you my full attention. Can we talk after I finish this project? Allow enough time. Rushed conversations can feel superficial. Set aside adequate time to fully engage. Be patient. Some people take longer to open up or explain their thoughts. Give them the time they need without interrupting. Practical exercise. Design your listening zone. Think about a recent conversation where you struggled to listen fully. Reflect on the environment and identify any distractions or barriers. Now, choose a space in your home, office, or another location that could become your designated listening zone. Is it quiet and free from distractions? Can you minimize digital interruptions? Does it feel comfortable and inviting for meaningful conversations? Use this space the next time you need to have an important discussion. Building the habit of creating space. Like any skill, creating the right environment for active listening gets easier with practice. Over time, you'll instinctively recognize and adjust distractions, making every conversation more meaningful. The art of asking powerful questions. Active listening is not just about hearing, it's about engaging. And one of the most effective ways to engage is by asking questions that show genuine curiosity and encourage deeper conversations. Powerful questions transform superficial exchanges into meaningful dialogues. Why questions matter. Questions serve multiple purposes in a conversation. Show interest. Asking thoughtful questions signals to the speaker that you value their perspective. Clarify understanding. Questions help you confirm what you've heard and fill in any gaps. Deepen the conversation. Open-ended questions encourage the speaker to elaborate, providing more insight and fostering connection. Guide the flow. Strategic questions can steer the discussion toward solutions, reflection, or collaboration. Types of questions for active listening. Open-ended questions. These questions invite detailed responses and keep the conversation flowing. Avoid questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. Examples. What made you feel that way? Can you tell me more about that experience? Clarifying questions. When something isn't clear, use questions to dig deeper and ensure understanding. Examples. What do you mean by? Can you give me an example of that? Reflective questions. These questions encourage the speaker to think more deeply about their feelings, choices, or experiences. Examples. How did that affect you? What do you think would have been different if? Solution-oriented questions. If the speaker is sharing a challenge, these questions can gently guide them toward solutions. Examples. What do you think might work in this situation? What support do you think you need? Follow-up questions. Building on something the speaker just said shows that you're paying attention. Examples. You mentioned feeling frustrated. What was the hardest part? Why do you think that happened? The pitfalls to avoid. Not all questions are helpful. Some can inadvertently shut down a conversation or make the speaker feel judged. Leading questions. These questions impose your own assumptions. For example, avoid, don't you think it would be better if? Instead, what do you think would be the best approach? Why questions, overused. While why can be powerful, it may come across as accusatory if overused. For example, avoid, why didn't you just do X? Instead, what made you choose that option? Overloading with questions. Bombarding someone with too many questions can feel overwhelming. Balance your questions with active listening and thoughtful pauses. Tone and delivery, making questions work. The way you ask a question is as important as the question itself. Use a curious tone. Your tone should reflect genuine curiosity, not interrogation. Be patient. Give the speaker time to think and respond. Resist the urge to fill the silence. Stay non-judgmental. Phrase questions in a way that encourages openness. For example, instead of, why did you do that? Say, what led you to make that choice? Mirror their words. Reflecting the speaker's language in your questions helps build rapport. For example, if they say, I felt stuck, ask, what made you feel stuck? Practical exercise. Practice open-ended questions. Choose a topic and have a conversation with a friend or family member. Focus on using open-ended questions throughout the discussion. Afterward, reflect. Did your questions encourage them to share more? How did they respond to your tone and phrasing? What insights did you gain from their answers? Balancing questions with silence. While questions are essential, don't forget the power of silence. Allowing moments of quiet gives the speaker space to think and share more deeply. Sometimes, the most meaningful insights emerge when you simply wait. Building better conversations. Asking powerful questions is about more than gathering information, it's about creating connection, trust, and mutual understanding. With practice, this skill will become second nature, enriching every interaction. Responding with empathy. Active listening is more than just hearing and asking questions. It's about validating the speaker's emotions and showing that you genuinely care. Responding with empathy fosters trust, deepens connections, and encourages meaningful conversations. What is empathy in communication? Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. In conversations, it means acknowledging what the speaker is experiencing and responding in a way that makes them feel heard and supported. For example, if someone says, I feel overwhelmed at work, an empathetic response might be, that sounds really tough. It seems like there's a lot on your plate right now. This simple acknowledgement can make a world of difference. Why empathy matters in active listening. Responding with empathy creates a safe space for open communication. It builds trust. People are more likely to open up when they feel understood. Strengthens relationships. Empathy shows care, enhancing personal and professional connections. Diffuses tension. Acknowledging emotions can help de-escalate conflict or frustration. Encourages deeper sharing. When someone feels validated, they're more likely to share honestly. Techniques for responding with empathy. Acknowledge emotions. Identify and validate the speaker's feelings. Use phrases like, "It sounds like you're feeling." "I can see why you'd feel. That must have been really emotion." For example, speaker, "I don't think I'm good enough for this job." Response, "It sounds like you're feeling unsure of yourself right now." Reflect back what you hear. Paraphrase what the speaker has said to confirm your understanding. Speaker, "I'm exhausted from juggling work and family." Response, "So, you're feeling really drained from balancing everything at once?" Show nonverbal support. Sometimes, a warm smile, a gentle nod, or a supportive touch on the hand, if appropriate, can communicate empathy even better than words. Use I statements. When offering support or sharing your perspective, focus on your feelings or observations to avoid sounding critical. "I can see how hard this is for you. I feel like you've been handling a lot." Avoid offering solutions too soon. Empathy is not about fixing the problem, it's about validating the experience. Before jumping to advice, make sure the speaker feels heard. Speaker, "I don't know what to do about this situation." Avoid, "You should just do X." Instead, "That sounds really challenging. What are your thoughts on what to do next?" Ask questions that show care. Gentle, empathetic questions can help the speaker explore their emotions further. What's been the hardest part for you? How are you holding up with everything going on? The power of empathetic language. Empathy isn't just about what you say, but how you say it. Use words and phrases that convey understanding and compassion. "That sounds really hard. I'm so sorry you're going through this. I can only imagine how that feels. You're not alone, I'm here for you." Pitfalls to avoid when responding. Minimizing their feelings. Avoid saying things like, "It's not that big of a deal. You'll get over it." Making it about yourself. While sharing similar experiences can sometimes help, overdoing it shifts the focus away from the speaker. Speaker, "I'm really struggling with this." Avoid, "Oh, that's nothing. Let me tell you about my day." Instead, "I've faced similar struggles, and it can be really hard. Tell me more about what you're going through." Forcing positivity. Trying to cheer someone up too quickly can feel dismissive. Avoid, "Look on the bright side." Instead, "I can see why you'd feel down about this." Practical exercise. Practice empathetic responses. The next time someone shares something with you, focus on responding with empathy. After the conversation, reflect on these questions. Did I acknowledge their emotions? Did I reflect back what I heard? Did I avoid rushing to solutions? If you're unsure about how you responded, consider asking the speaker for feedback. Did you feel like I understood you? Empathy in challenging situations. Sometimes, it's difficult to empathize, especially when you disagree with the speaker. In such cases, focus on their emotions rather than their actions or opinions. For example, speaker, "I made a mistake at work, and now I'm worried about my boss's reaction." Empathetic response, "It sounds like you're feeling really anxious about this. That's understandable. Even when you don't agree, acknowledging their feelings shows respect and understanding. Building empathy over time. Empathy is a skill that improves with practice. The more you consciously respond with understanding, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you'll find it easier to connect with others on a deeper level. Understanding the power of silence and nonverbal cues. While words are central to communication, silence and nonverbal cues often speak volumes. Active listening isn't just about hearing what's said, it's also about noticing what isn't said and interpreting body language, tone, and pauses. Mastering these aspects allows you to connect with others on a deeper level. The role of silence in active listening. Silence can feel uncomfortable, but it's a powerful tool in conversations. When used effectively, silence creates space for reflection, deeper sharing, and emotional processing. Why silence matters. Encourages reflection. Pausing allows the speaker to organize their thoughts and elaborate on their feelings. Shows respect. Silence communicates patience and that you're giving the speaker your full attention. Invites openness. Sometimes, a quiet pause can encourage the speaker to share more than they initially intended. Diffuses tension. In emotionally charged situations, silence provides a moment to calm down and think before responding. How to use silence effectively. Pause before responding. Wait a few seconds after the speaker finishes. This shows you're thoughtfully considering their words. Be present. Use silence to focus fully on the speaker rather than thinking about your next response. Resist the urge to fill the gap. Don't rush to speak just because the conversation pauses. Let silence do its work. Avoiding awkward silence. Not all silence is productive. To avoid making it uncomfortable. Maintain eye contact and a warm expression to signal engagement. If the speaker appears unsure, gently prompt them with an open-ended question like, "What else is on your mind?" Decoding nonverbal cues. Words are only part of the story. People often communicate more through their tone, facial expressions, gestures, and posture. Key nonverbal cues to observe. Facial expressions. A smile, frown, or raised eyebrow can reveal emotions like happiness, confusion, or concern. Body language. Crossed arms might indicate defensiveness, while leaning in suggests interest. Pay attention to posture. Is the person relaxed or tense? Tone of voice. The same words can have different meanings depending on the tone. A flat tone may signal disinterest, while a lively tone shows enthusiasm. Eye contact. Steady eye contact indicates engagement, while avoiding it might suggest discomfort or distraction. Gestures. Hand movements, nodding, or shaking the head can reinforce or contradict what's being said. Pacing and breathing. Rapid speech or shallow breathing might signal anxiety, while slow, deliberate speech can indicate calmness or thoughtfulness. Matching nonverbal cues with words. Sometimes, nonverbal cues align with what the speaker says, reinforcing their message. Other times, they might contradict it, revealing hidden feelings. For example, if someone says, "I'm fine," but avoids eye contact and speaks in a low tone, they might not actually be fine. Responding to nonverbal communication. Acknowledge what you observe. If you notice conflicting signals, address them gently. You say you're okay, but you seem a bit upset. Would you like to talk about it? Mirror their body language. Subtly matching the speaker's posture or gestures can create rapport and make them feel more comfortable. Use your own nonverbal cues. Show engagement through nodding to signal understanding. Maintaining a relaxed, open posture. Smiling or using facial expressions that reflect empathy. Respect boundaries. If someone's nonverbal cues suggest discomfort or a desire for space, adjust your approach accordingly. Practical exercise. Practice nonverbal awareness. Spend a day observing nonverbal communication in your interactions. Take note of how others' facial expressions, tone, and gestures complement their words. Your own nonverbal signals, are they aligned with what you're saying? Later, reflect on these questions. Did you notice any inconsistencies between words and nonverbal cues? How did your own nonverbal behavior affect the interaction? Balancing words, silence, and nonverbal cues. Effective communication is a dance between what is said, what is left unsaid, and how it's expressed. Mastering this balance allows you to connect with others more authentically and deeply. Be observant. Actively notice nonverbal signals and moments of silence. Adapt to the situation. In some cases, silence may be more powerful than words. In others, responding with empathy or clarifying questions may be more appropriate. Build emotional awareness. Understanding your own emotions and how they influence your nonverbal cues helps you communicate more effectively. The impact of silence and nonverbal mastery. By learning to interpret unspoken signals and using silence strategically, you'll gain a deeper understanding of others and foster stronger relationships. These skills aren't just valuable in personal interactions, they're essential for professional success, conflict resolution, and building trust. Staying present, the art of mindful listening. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get distracted during conversations. Active listening requires staying fully present, focusing on the speaker, and resisting the urge to let your mind wander. Mindful listening strengthens relationships, builds trust, and ensures you truly understand what's being said. The challenge of staying present. Distractions are everywhere, our phones buzz, our thoughts race, and our environment demands attention. Even when we want to listen, it's easy to drift away mentally. Common barriers to presence. Internal distractions. Thoughts like "what's for dinner?" or "I hope I don't forget that meeting" pull you away from the conversation. External distractions. Noise, phones, or other people can interrupt your focus. Preoccupation with responses. Thinking about what to say next instead of focusing on the speaker's words. Emotional reactions. Strong emotions, like anger or excitement, can cloud your ability to listen effectively. The cost of inattention. When you aren't fully present, you miss important details, the speaker feels undervalued, and communication breaks down. How to cultivate mindful listening. Mindful listening is about being fully engaged, both mentally and emotionally, in the present moment. Step 1. Clear your mind. Take a deep breath. Before the conversation begins, inhale deeply and exhale slowly to calm your thoughts. Set an intention. Remind yourself of your goal, to understand and connect with the speaker. Let go of judgments. Avoid forming opinions about the speaker or their words until you've heard them out. Step 2. Focus your attention. Eliminate distractions. Put your phone on silent, turn off notifications, and choose a quiet environment when possible. Maintain eye contact. Looking at the speaker shows you're engaged and helps you stay focused. Use active listening cues. Nodding, saying "I see" or "go on," and maintaining an open posture reinforces your attention. Step 3. Practice empathetic presence. Feel what they feel. Try to understand the emotions behind the speaker's words. Validate their experience. Show understanding with statements like, "That sounds really challenging," or "I can see why you feel that way." Step 4. Redirect when your mind wanders. Acknowledge the distraction. Notice when your thoughts drift, then gently bring your focus back to the speaker. Use their words as anchors. Mentally repeat key phrases they say to stay connected. Ask clarifying questions. This brings your attention back and deepens the conversation. Techniques to enhance presence. Mindfulness exercises. Regular mindfulness practice improves your ability to stay present during conversations. Try focused breathing. Spend 5 minutes a day focusing solely on your breath. Body scanning. Notice physical sensations to ground yourself in the moment. Paraphrasing. Restating what the speaker says in your own words helps confirm your understanding and keeps your attention on them. Example. Speaker: "I'm feeling overwhelmed at work." You: "It sounds like you have a lot on your plate right now." Reflective listening. Go beyond paraphrasing by acknowledging emotions. Example. Speaker: "I don't think I can meet this deadline." You: "It sounds like you're feeling really stressed about the time pressure." Active body language. Lean slightly forward, keep your arms relaxed, and mirror their energy level to show engagement. Practical exercise, mindful listening practice. For the next week, choose one conversation daily to focus entirely on mindful listening. Follow these steps. Remove distractions, turn off your phone, move to a quiet space. Take a deep breath and set an intention to listen fully. Pay attention to the speaker's words, tone, and body language. Summarize or reflect on what they say without interrupting. After the conversation, ask yourself, did I stay focused? What emotions did I notice in the speaker? How did mindful listening change the interaction? Balancing presence and problem solving. Staying present doesn't mean you have to solve every issue brought up. Sometimes, people just want to be heard. Listen first, act second. Jumping into problem solving too quickly can make the speaker feel dismissed. Instead, let them finish speaking. Ask, would you like advice, or do you just need someone to listen? Avoid overthinking. Focusing too much on crafting the perfect response can pull you out of the moment. Trust that authentic, simple replies are often the most impactful. The rewards of mindful listening. When you stay present in conversations, you'll notice profound changes in your relationships and communication. Benefits include deeper connections. People feel valued when you give them your full attention. Improved understanding. You'll grasp not just what's said, but what's meant. Enhanced patience. Mindful listening teaches you to slow down and be fully engaged. Handling difficult conversations with grace and empathy. Not all conversations are pleasant. Some are tense, emotionally charged, or involve disagreements. Developing the skill to navigate difficult conversations with empathy and composure is essential for fostering understanding and maintaining strong relationships. The nature of difficult conversations. Tough conversations often arise from conflict, unmet expectations, or misunderstandings. They can evoke strong emotions, anger, frustration, or even fear. While it may be tempting to avoid them, addressing challenges directly and with sensitivity can lead to resolution and growth. Common challenges in difficult conversations. Emotional overload. Strong emotions can cloud judgment and derail communication. Fear of rejection. Worrying about how the other person will respond may lead to avoidance. Defensiveness. Feeling attacked or criticized can trigger defensive reactions. Lack of clarity. Unclear communication can escalate tensions rather than resolve them. The importance of active listening. In challenging situations, people often just want to feel heard. Active listening can diffuse tension and show the speaker that you respect their perspective, even if you disagree. Preparing for a difficult conversation. Successful navigation starts with preparation. A calm and clear mindset ensures you approach the conversation with the right intentions. Step 1. Set your intentions. Focus on understanding, not winning. Ask yourself, what outcome do I hope to achieve? How can I make this a constructive conversation? Emphasize empathy. Commit to understanding the other person's perspective, even if you disagree. Step 2. Manage your emotions. Pause and reflect. Take time to cool down if emotions are running high. This avoids reactive responses. Practice self-soothing techniques. Deep breathing or a brief walk can help you regain composure before engaging. Step 3. Plan your opening. Start with neutral language. Avoid accusatory statements like "you always." Instead, say, "I'd like to talk about something that's been on my mind." Acknowledge their perspective early. Saying, "I understand this might be hard to discuss," shows empathy from the outset. Techniques for navigating the conversation. Stay calm and centered. When the other person becomes emotional or defensive, maintain your composure. Focus on your breath. Slow, steady breathing helps you stay grounded. Pause before responding. A brief pause allows you to choose your words carefully. Use I statements. Frame your concerns from your perspective to avoid sounding accusatory. Instead of, "You never listen to me," try, "I feel unheard when I try to share my thoughts." Validate their feelings. Acknowledging emotions can de-escalate tension. Example, "I can see why you'd feel upset about this. It makes sense." Paraphrase for clarity. Restating their words shows you're actively listening and ensures mutual understanding. Example: so, you're saying you felt excluded during the meeting? Stay solution-oriented. Shift the focus from assigning blame to finding a way forward. Ask, what can we do to resolve this, or how can we work together on this? Handling emotional outbursts. When emotions run high, it's crucial to respond with patience and understanding. If the other person gets angry, don't mirror their anger. Responding with calmness helps diffuse their intensity. Acknowledge their emotion. I can see you're upset. Let's take a moment to talk this through calmly. Set boundaries if needed. If the conversation becomes unproductive, suggest taking a break. I think we should pause and revisit this when we're both feeling calmer. If you feel overwhelmed, take a break. It's okay to pause and collect your thoughts. Say, I need a moment to think this through. Let's continue in a few minutes. Remind yourself of your goal. Refocusing on your intentions can prevent emotional reactions from taking over. Practical exercise: the graceful response. Next time you're in a difficult conversation, pause before reacting. Take one deep breath before responding to any challenging statement. Acknowledge the emotion. Say, I hear you, and I want to understand more. Ask clarifying questions. Instead of assuming, ask, can you tell me more about what's bothering you? Reframe the issue. Focus on solutions, not problems. How can we make this better? Reflect afterward. How did the techniques affect the conversation's tone? What would you do differently next time? Turning conflict into connection. Difficult conversations, when handled with empathy and grace, can actually strengthen relationships. Showing that you care enough to address challenges openly demonstrates maturity and respect. Key takeaways for effective handling. Stay curious. Approach disagreements as opportunities to learn about the other person's perspective. Be patient. Not every issue will resolve immediately, but progress comes from consistent, empathetic effort. Celebrate small wins. Even reaching an agreement to disagree can be a step forward. Adapting to different personalities, a flexible approach to listening. No two people communicate in exactly the same way. Understanding and adapting to diverse personality types can significantly enhance your ability to connect with others and improve your active listening skills. By tailoring your approach, you'll not only become a better listener but also a more effective communicator. The importance of adapting your listening style. People vary in how they express themselves, interpret messages, and process information. A one-size-fits-all approach to listening often falls short. Adapting your style demonstrates respect and fosters mutual understanding. Why adaptation matters. Builds trust and rapport. People feel valued when you adjust to their unique way of communicating. Reduces misunderstandings. Understanding how others think helps avoid misinterpretations. Enhances problem solving. Flexibility allows you to address concerns in ways that resonate with the other person. Recognizing key personality types. Adapting begins with recognizing the personality traits of the person you're communicating with. While everyone is unique, most people fall into broad categories that influence how they listen and respond. The analytical thinker. Traits: logical, detail-oriented, values facts over emotions. Challenges: may seem distant or overly critical. Listening tip: provide clear, factual responses. Avoid excessive emotion or vague statements. The empathetic listener. Traits: emotionally intuitive, values harmony in relationships. Challenges: may avoid conflict or be overwhelmed by negativity. Listening tip: acknowledge their feelings and focus on building emotional connection. The action-oriented doer. Traits: goal-driven, direct, prefers efficiency over lengthy discussions. Challenges: may appear impatient or dismissive. Listening tip: keep communication concise and action-focused. Highlight practical outcomes. The expressive creative. Traits: enthusiastic, imaginative, values spontaneity and personal expression. Challenges: may seem disorganized or distracted. Listening tip: allow room for their ideas and emotions while gently guiding the conversation back on track. Practical techniques for adaptation. Once you've identified someone's personality type, use these strategies to align your listening style. Mirror their communication style. People naturally connect with those who reflect their own way of speaking. Example: if someone is soft-spoken and thoughtful, respond with calm and measured tones. Adjust your questions. Tailor your questions to the individual's preferences. For analytical thinkers, ask specific, detail-oriented questions. For empathetic listeners, use open-ended questions that invite emotional sharing. For action-oriented doers, focus on solutions and next steps. For expressive creatives, encourage brainstorming and personal stories. Modify your feedback. For logical thinkers, provide constructive, fact-based feedback. For empathetic types, offer encouragement and reassurance. For results-driven individuals, highlight progress and efficiency. For expressive personalities, validate their creativity and unique perspective. Overcoming the challenges of adaptation. Balancing authenticity and flexibility. Adapting doesn't mean losing yourself. Maintain your core values while making minor adjustments to meet others halfway. Navigating opposite communication styles. Sometimes, your natural style may clash with another's. For example, if you're emotionally expressive and they're highly analytical, focus on finding common ground. Bridge the gap, combine clear facts with empathetic acknowledgement. Exercise: practice adaptive listening. Step 1. Observe a conversation. Pay attention to the other person's tone, pace, and preferences. Are they detail-oriented? Emotion-driven? Step 2. Tailor your responses. Adjust your speaking style to align with theirs. Step 3. Reflect on the outcome. Did adapting improve the flow of communication? What could you adjust further? Repeat this exercise with different personality types to strengthen your adaptive listening skills. Becoming a chameleon listener. Mastering adaptability requires practice and self-awareness. The more you engage with diverse individuals, the easier it becomes to shift your approach naturally. Key takeaways for flexible listening. Empathy is the foundation. Understanding their perspective is the first step in adapting. Patience pays off. Learning someone's style takes time but yields stronger connections. Adapt without overthinking. Avoid rigidly analyzing every interaction. Flexibility should feel organic over time. The impact of adaptation on relationships. When you actively tailor your listening style, you'll notice a profound change in your relationships. People will open up to you more readily. Conflicts will resolve more smoothly. Your influence and credibility as a communicator will grow. Staying present in conversations, the power of focus. In a world buzzing with distractions, staying present during a conversation is no small feat yet. Being fully engaged is one of the most impactful ways to demonstrate respect and build deeper connections. When you focus entirely on the speaker, you not only hear their words but also understand their emotions, intentions, and unspoken cues. Why focus matters in active listening. Distractions can make even the most well-meaning listener appear disinterested or dismissive. Staying present ensures you catch the full meaning of what's being communicated. The cost of distraction. Missed details. Important points can slip by unnoticed. Damaged relationships. People may feel undervalued or ignored. Reduced understanding. A lack of focus prevents deeper comprehension. The benefits of presence. Strengthen bonds. People are drawn to those who truly listen. Improved problem solving. Fully focused conversations lead to clearer solutions. Enhanced emotional intelligence. Staying present sharpens your ability to pick up on subtle emotional cues. The main barriers to staying present. Internal distractions. Thoughts and worries. Your mind might wander to unrelated topics, such as work tasks or personal concerns. Solution: practice mindfulness to quiet your thoughts and center your attention. External distractions. Devices and environment, phones, notifications, or noisy surroundings often pull focus. Solution: remove or minimize distractions before engaging in conversations. Impatience. Rushing ahead, eagerly waiting to speak or jumping to conclusions disrupts your ability to stay present. Solution: slow down and fully absorb what the other person is saying before forming your response. Practical techniques to stay present. Active observation. Focus on the speaker's body language, tone, and expressions. These nonverbal cues often reveal more than words alone. Example: if someone's voice softens or their gaze drops, it may signal vulnerability or hesitation. Mindful breathing. Take a few deep breaths before or during the conversation to calm your mind and anchor your attention. Practice. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale slowly for 6 counts. Use grounding techniques. When distractions arise, grounding exercises can help refocus your attention. Example: mentally note 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. Paraphrase and summarize. Repeat key points back to the speaker in your own words. This not only confirms your understanding but also keeps your mind from drifting. Example: so what you're saying is that the deadline is flexible, but you'd prefer it sooner rather than later, right? Eye contact. Maintain steady, natural eye contact to signal your engagement. Avoid staring. but don't let your gaze wander excessively. Tip: if direct eye contact feels uncomfortable, focus on the area between the speaker's eyebrows. Avoiding common pitfalls. Multitasking. It's tempting to check your phone or mentally plan your day while listening, but this divides your attention and weakens your connection. Solution: commit to single tasking by prioritizing the conversation above all else. Prejudgments. Assuming you know what someone will say or dismissing their perspective hinders genuine understanding. Solution: approach each conversation with curiosity and an open mind. Exercise: practicing presence. Choose a quiet space. Select a location free from external distractions. Set a timer. Practice listening intently to a friend or colleague for 5 minutes without interrupting or letting your mind wander. Reflect. After the conversation, note any moments when your focus drifted and what helped you regain it. Repeat this exercise daily to strengthen your ability to stay present. Cultivating long-term focus habits. Daily mindfulness practices. Incorporate mindfulness techniques, such as meditation or journaling, into your routine to enhance overall focus. Tech-free zones. Designate areas or times in your day where devices are off limits, such as during meals or important conversations. Regular self-reflection. Evaluate your listening habits regularly. Ask yourself, am I fully present during conversations? What tends to distract me? The reward of presence. When you give someone your undivided attention, you offer them a rare and valuable gift. Staying present transforms ordinary interactions into meaningful connections, fostering trust, understanding, and mutual respect. Managing strong emotions. In any difficult conversation, emotions are likely to come up, both yours and the other person's. While emotions are valid, they can also cloud judgment and prevent productive dialogue. Active listening helps you stay connected to the conversation, even when emotions run high. Recognize your triggers. Be aware of what might cause you to react emotionally in a conversation, such as certain words or tones. This self-awareness allows you to pause and choose a more constructive response. Manage your responses. If you feel defensive or upset, take a moment to process your feelings before responding. Tip: use phrases like, "I need a moment to think about that," or "Can we take a short break before continuing?" Empathetic responses. When the other person is emotional, offering empathy rather than solutions helps them feel heard. Example: I can understand why this situation would be really upsetting. Let's figure out how we can resolve it together. Practice exercise, role-playing difficult conversations. Step 1. Partner with someone. Choose a partner and pick a challenging scenario you both might face, such as a work disagreement or a personal conflict. Step 2. Take turns playing both roles. Each person will take turns being the one to speak and the one listening. Practice using active listening techniques, including reflective listening, empathy, and open-ended questions. Step 3. Reflect and discuss. After the role play, discuss how it felt to use active listening in a tense situation. What worked well? What could be improved? The long-term benefits of handling conflict with active listening. When you approach challenging conversations with active listening, you not only improve the immediate interaction but also strengthen the relationship in the long run. Builds respect and trust. By demonstrating that you value the other person's thoughts and feelings, you foster an environment of mutual respect. Enhances problem-solving skills. Active listening helps both parties move past surface-level disagreements and uncover solutions that work for everyone. Creates emotional growth. Navigating conflict with empathy and understanding enhances your emotional intelligence and builds resilience. Conclusion: becoming a master of difficult conversations. Difficult conversations don't have to be confrontational or divisive. When approached with active listening, empathy, and a problem-solving mindset, these moments can become opportunities for deeper connection, understanding, and growth. Mastering the art of listening in challenging conversations will not only help you communicate more effectively but also strengthen your relationships and enhance your success in all areas of life. With the skills you've learned throughout this book, you are now equipped to become a master listener, capable of navigating any conversation with confidence, clarity, and empathy. Keep practicing these techniques, and you'll continue to grow in your ability to connect with others and build lasting, meaningful relationships. Navigating challenging conversations, turning conflict into connection. Even the most skilled listeners will encounter situations where conversations become difficult, tense, or emotionally charged. However, how we handle these moments can significantly influence the outcome of the conversation and our relationship with the other person. Active listening doesn't mean avoiding tough discussions. It means engaging with them in a way that promotes understanding, resolution, and growth. The nature of difficult conversations. Difficult conversations are often defined by emotions, disagreements, or conflicting interests. Whether it's a disagreement at work, a sensitive personal issue, or a clash of values, these conversations can easily escalate if not approached thoughtfully. Common challenges in difficult conversations. Emotional intensity. People may feel frustrated, hurt, or defensive, making it harder to communicate clearly. Misunderstandings. Miscommunications can escalate quickly, leading to further conflict. Ego involvement. When people feel personally attacked, their responses become more about self-protection than collaboration. The role of active listening in conflict resolution. Active listening becomes a powerful tool in difficult conversations because it allows you to step back from your own emotional reactions and truly hear the other person's perspective. It fosters empathy, de-escalates tension, and helps both parties feel respected and understood. Why listening works in conflict. Creates a safe space. When people feel listened to, they are more likely to open up and communicate honestly. Diffuses defensiveness. Active listening helps prevent a conversation from becoming a battle of egos. Builds mutual understanding. Listening allows both sides to see the situation from the other's point of view, which is essential for finding common ground. Key strategies for navigating challenging conversations. Stay calm and centered. Your emotional state can influence the tone and outcome of the conversation. If you're calm, you're more likely to listen attentively and respond thoughtfully, rather than react impulsively. Tip: take a deep breath or pause before responding if you feel yourself becoming overwhelmed. Practice reflective listening. Reflective listening involves repeating back what the other person has said to ensure understanding. This technique helps clarify any misunderstandings and shows the other person that you are truly hearing them. Example: it sounds like you're saying that you feel unsupported in this project. Is that right? Acknowledge the emotion. Difficult conversations often involve heightened emotions. Acknowledge the other person's feelings without judgment or trying to fix the situation immediately. Example: I can see that you're really frustrated, and I understand why this is upsetting to you. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of making assumptions or jumping to conclusions, ask questions that invite the other person to share more. Open-ended questions show genuine interest and encourage a deeper conversation. Example: can you tell me more about what led you to feel that way? Avoid interrupting. Interrupting sends the message that you don't value the other person's perspective. Allow the other person to speak without interjecting, even if you disagree with what they're saying. Tip: use the pause between responses to reflect on what was said before replying. Separate the person from the problem. Focus on the issue at hand, not the individual's character or personality. Avoid making personal attacks, and instead, work together to solve the problem. Example: instead of saying, "You never listen," try saying, "I feel like I'm not being heard in this situation."